Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tesro Live. It's November 19th, and we just had a first snow in Ottawa. Real snow, let's call it, this week. It's nice and kind of festive looking. Uh, Maybe a bit too early for some, but it's that time of the year. Um, got lots of stuff to talk about this week, so let's jump right into it. We got lots of new items. We got some really interesting updates about what's happening, and we do have a little giveaway just to reward all of you to come in and join us in listening to what's happening at Tesro. Let's first talk about what came in this week. We Let's start with some of the smaller items we've been waiting for a long time. We got some SIG 226 mags. These are original SIG mags, pinned to 10, of course. They will be legal in Canada. We got these there online, and I was actually waiting for my own SIG for these. So these just came in last week. The TriggerTech we've been talking about for a while. We finally got around to it. We have posted them there online, and we got our first batch. We'll be getting more of these. We got some diamonds in, and yeah, these are. We'll probably talk about TriggerTech and triggers in a dedicated episode, but TriggerTech is pretty much industry standard. If you're doing new builds, and we are putting it in our Remington 700 builds as well. We got some big shipments of bullets this week, so projectiles. And let's first talk about Hornady. So we got quite a few items from Hornady. In particular, we got. I'm just going to highlight a few of them because the list is pretty big. We got some of the more interesting ones. 6.5 millimeter 147 grain ELD match. These are very popular 6.5 bullets. So one of the very popular 6.5 bullets. If you're going a little bit on a heavier side, kind of a lot of 6.5 caliber shooters, kind of like that. High 30s and mid to high 40s projectiles. So these are in stock and available. Also, most of the A-tips have been restocked. The One of the most popular A-tips, 338 caliber, 300 grain. Also in stock. I just happen to have this one actually on the table, but also some of the 6.5 and 6 mil ones have arrived as well. So just in time as everybody's preparing for the kind of reloading and hibernation season, or at least for those that don't shoot throughout the winter. Lots of other bullets arrived. Some of the 22, a bunch of actually different 22 caliber bullets. Some of the lots of heavier 30 cal bullets arrived as well. And just kind of looking through the list here, and also some 7 millimeter, and also some of the ELDM. So ELD match 338 caliber. Bullets 285 grain and 270 grain for 338 caliber. Also, what we got from Hornady, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. We got some of the really hard to find 6.5 Creedmoor. This is empty box, just so YouTube doesn't complain. 6.5 Creedmoor 143 ELDX loaded Precision Hunter 6.5 Creedmoor ammo. Unfortunately, those 143 grain ELDX projectiles remain elusive. We do not know when we are going to get any of them. We haven't seen them for quite a while. We our hopes are high, but and we keep asking our Hornady folks about it, but nothing has been promised in the short term. Um, Speaking of the Hornady, um, I was going to wear it, but I decided I will give it away. Um, I have a really nice Hornady hat here with mesh back. I didn't wear it; it is new. So if you want it, post a comment or question, anything in the any comments on the anybody that posts any comments on the video will be automatically entered into the draw. We'll contact you about how to get it, and how to pick it up or ship it depending where you are. So if you want the hat, let us know in the comments. Thank you. um, all right, let's keep going. What else arrived this week? We got some Lapua stuff. I know a lot of people are looking for some specific Lapua items. Unfortunately, some of them are going to remain hard to find. If you're looking for 7 millimeter or 08 or Palma brass, uh, we have nothing conclusive. Those most likely we will not see them anytime soon. Um, Unfortunately, and with Lapua announcement that brass, that's one of the brass on the own list that's being paused in terms of production. Likely they're going to be very difficult to find. However, we did get some of the 223 Lapua ammunition, the CNR, yeah, the 69 grain CNR. So if you're a target shooter and shoot 223 and want to reload, this is a really good option. Um, the ammo is decently priced, considering that you are getting excuse me, that you are getting a Lapua brass with it. So if you're a reloader and if you're planning to reload and you're shooting 223, and you can get a 223 Lapua brass, 223 loaded Lapua 223 ammo might be a good option. Also, if you're a target shooter and you like shooting quality ammunition, you can always save this brass and resell it. There's a good market for it because Lapua 223 brass is quite sought after, and even we don't have it, so it's pretty much the only way currently to acquire any of it. We also got a bunch of 3.3 Lapua Magnum ammo and some 308 ammo, in particular 308 subsonic, and number of different Lapua bullets. I'm not going to go through the entire list. We did get a little bit of powder. It's not really worth mentioning. It's just the small amounts, and they're very specialty powders. But we'll talk about powder a little bit later, about what's what's on the horizon. And in terms of Lapua, we'll get back to some of the and talk about Lapua ammunition a little bit later in the um, in the in the video. Sorry, I've just got too many things to cover tonight, so I'm just trying to make sure that we cover everything. Other thing that arrived that I wanted to bring up that we've been waiting for quite a long time. A lot of folks are looking for it. If you know what it is, you're going to be quite happy. So these are the CZ compensator, half by 20 thread. So if you have been waiting for one of these to put it on your barrel, they have arrived. They're in stock. These are the varmint ones. So if they will go on a smaller barrel as well, but they will be wider diameter. This one in particular, actually, I've been asked this question, and now we can answer it once for all. So these are 22 millimeter diameter, which kind of matches with the varmint barrel. Again, this is a compensator. It's not a silencer. Doesn't silence it. It's not a Flash hider, there is no flash from 22 rifle, especially on a longer barrel, unless I don't know, kind of 22 would provide a flash. And it's really kind of protector for your muzzle, and a little bit of extra weight for it. A lot of people like it. It has visually looks better. But it will change slightly the harmonics of the barrel depending on the barrel type that you have. And a lot of people just like the look of it. Yeah, so these are back in stock. We've been waiting for these for quite a long time, so we're very happy to finally have some of these in. Excuse me. All right. What else did arrive this week? We already talked about the Hornady Hornady Hunter Precision 6.5 Creedmoor ammo. We got some Celian Billet Creedmoor ammunition, 6.5 Creedmoor ammo as well. In particular, 140 grain and 131 grain, both soft point. This is quite nice ammunition for the price. It's priced well. The brass is decent. I mean, we'll be honest that it's not quite high-end brass as Lapua brass, but some of the folks have reloaded it and they've been getting pretty good results. So if you're looking for well, sort of a mid-range priced Creedmoor ammo, Celian Billet is definitely a good option to try out. If you're looking for high-end and kind of top shelf 6.5 Creedmoor, yeah, you probably guessed that I was going to pull out a Lapua box, but we did get some 123 grain Lapua, 123 grain CNAR 6.5 Creedmoor ammunition. So these are loaded by 123 grain CNARs, which we also have as a projectile. So if your rifle happens to like them and your reloader, you can basically just redo this recipe yourself and repeat it. Powder might be a little bit difficult to find, but we'll talk about powder in a couple of moments. So in case you're wondering which bullets are, these come with the GB 489 projectiles. So while we're on the Lapua ammunition, this is my favorite. I shoot 6 mil BR. So if you're a BR shooter, the Lapua 6 mil BR ammo is this I can say with confidence that's industry standard, because I know only two manufacturers that really make the 6mm BR ammo. And that's Norma and Norma is in the name, so you can guess that Norma is making, of course. So Norma and Lapua are the only two manufacturers that make it. Norma is quite difficult. Norma's 6mm ammunition is quite difficult to get. I personally haven't seen it anywhere in Canada. So if you are a 6mm shooter, if you don't reload, or if you are looking to test your rifle and get something that's fire formed, this is definitely a good option. Also, again, same thing like with the 223 ammunition. If you want to reload, this is a kind of good to put through your rifle first, and then you just keep the cases and keep on reloading them. Right now, 6mm BR cases are on the list of hard to find things. They have not been, the production for those is not being halted, Lapua, so they should be available sometime in the future. It just happens to be that they're currently they're out of stock and a little bit hard to source. So 6mm BR. Okay, on to the next thing. Okay, do have some updates on the CZ. In particular, let's talk about CZ 600s. So there have been some rumors whether 600s are coming in, whether CZ has decided not to send any, or whether they're not coming in Canada and all those things. So they are coming. we just got this week the updates from the importer. CZ600s are coming. We don't have the dates of when they're coming, but considering that they are sending and they're asking us for updated orders, and they're sending the pricing updates. That's a good sign. That means that 600s are definitely on a production list, and they will be coming in at some point. I do not have the dates. The last sort of what that we heard is that there should be some of them coming before the end of the year. So what that means and what's going to coming, we don't know. From the beginning, sort of the announcement of CZ600, we have been told that only limited number of them will be coming to Canada in terms of the models. So not quite all the models that were announced were originally coming to Canada, but this was also a year ago, so we don't really know what's going to come in. Of course, we want to get all of them. We want to get all the calibers and all the options, but let's get at least some of them in. We're really excited to get our hands on it and see how they work. The other is the brand updates. Kind of same thing with brand in terms of the dates. Brand. So when I say brand update, I mean the non-restricted brand. The restricted brand is available. They are available in Canada. We chose not to carry it, but there's available from some other vendors. However, the non-restricted brand will be available hopefully sometimes in the spring, and looks like it's still on the in terms of the production. Looks like it's all scheduled. Whether that's going to be realized or not, it's we can't really speak for CZ in this case. A lot of European manufacturers now have been heavily taxed with what's happening in Europe and the military orders. So we kind of really have to take everything with a grain of salt. The other thing that we did notice that's on the order sheets and that should be coming in is the CZ LRP Black. What that is, we believe it's essentially same as the existing LRP, but just in black in color as opposed to that kind of a ash kind of grayish color. Definitely one of our favorite CZ factory rifles. And quite a popular option for overall for kind of any of the target shooting purposes in terms of the 457 rifles. In terms of the parts for CZ, we should see also some more pistol parts coming in. We did get some extractors. We've been waiting for those as well for a while. So for CZ 75 and Tactical Sport, they share the extractor parts. So we got some of those in. We should start seeing more CZ pistol barrels coming in. So barrels have not been affected by the current legislation changes. So we should be able to keep on receiving those on a regular basis. We don't quite know the timeline, but they're coming in, and it's good to see that those will be available for us to bring in, because I know a lot of folks have been asking about kind of broad range of different parts for the CZ pistols, but in particular barrels have been a little bit difficult to source. Okay. Let's talk about a little bit what probably a lot of people are kind of expecting me to mention, what's happening with the Black Friday. So we do have some what we believe are good deals coming in. I'll give you some hints. There will be some rifles. There will be some good deals on rifles. There's not going to be many rifles that they're going to be on Black Friday sales, but they're going to be good deals. Also, I'm going to be talking about a scope later. I'm just going to say that might be some discounts from that brand on the Black Friday deals. We'll probably announce it in the newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, make sure to subscribe to it from our website. We send it out on Tuesdays, usually, so Tuesday or Wednesdays. And we'll probably do a live video um, earlier next weekend so we can talk about the Black Friday deals. Um, and I don't think we're going to have any ammunition unfortunately, but for the Black Friday, but we never know. Maybe there might be some surprises. Um, all right. I can't believe I actually managed to get through all of this. I guess I talked fast enough. All right. So, what are the goodies I wanted to show you this week? It's getting closer to that time of the year when we need to start thinking about other people. Sometimes other people are the people that we look in the mirror as well, in terms of getting a presence for. So we'll talk about a scope, and we're going to talk about some small items. So um, let's first talk about some small items. In particular, let's see what's in this box. So we'll do a mini unboxing here. Um, and what is it? What is this strange thing? So CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. This particular, it's a knife. So this particular knife is the reason why we decided to carry CRKT, because personally, I think this is one of the most interesting knives that I've ever seen in person, ever held it. So that's how it opens up, and that's how it. Oh, we can't see it. There's a little notch here that you press to close it, and if there was such a thing as a fidget knife, this would definitely fit the bill. It's so this one is a CRKT Provoke Zap. There's a whole Provoke series. We do have a bunch of them on hand. The Zap came out just this year. Zap has a polymer body, so it's a nice kind of wintry knife as it gets cold. So it has this kind of polymer handle, so it doesn't get that cold. And if you're like me and just kind of like to have something in the hand to kind of when you're looking at a computer screen for many hours and just kind of want to play something with, this is one of the options. I don't recommend you go around and play with a knife, but be careful. They are quite sharp right out of the box, and they do make a very nice present. It's a fully functional knife, but it's also quite a novelty. And again, personally, I do love these. These are probably one of the coolest and most interesting knife series that came out in last couple of years. The other, also a knife that I wanted to show. This is a limited Victorinox limited edition. Limited edition. Let's take a look at it. Actually, it's 22, a limited edition Hunter Pro. It comes in this kind of a charcoaly chrome, not chrome, actually more like a titanium charcoaly kind of color, and it's a full size folder. It's a metal body. Comes with the engraving of this year, and these truly are limited edition because I can't get any of the last year's. Last year was orange, and we only got few of them, and I wanted to actually get some for myself because I wanted to match my my pistol, but yeah, we cannot get any of them. So these are limited edition for this year. Really nice kind of everyday knife if you want a full size folder, fully metal. And they also make a great present just for about anybody, even if they're using it as a paperweight, because these have quite a nice heft to them. Now, let's talk about the scope for this week. We're going to talk about a little bit of a specialty scope again, same as last week. This week we're going to talk about a very, very special Sightron scope. What's special about it? Well, this is Sightron S2 BRD fixed zoom. So take it out and take a peek at it. So again, kind of like a mini unboxing video. So what comes with it? So caps are delivered with the scope. Oops. And comes with a nightshade, not nightshade, sunshade, nightshade. Comes with a sunshade as well. And this is a 1-inch tube scope. But what is very special about this scope? This is a 36 power fixed zoom scope. Why would anybody get a fixed zoom scope? Isn't that kind of a first thing that you look at the scope? Is is it 4 to 12, 4 to 16, 8 to 32? It's very important to have a fixed zoom. If you are a bench rest shooter, or if you're a shooter that's shooting from a supported position, so with the bipod or from a bag, and you're always shooting at the target where the distance is known, and you're really shooting for very stationary position, and you want to get a scope that is relatively well priced, or relatively inexpensive, but with a good glass, this is definitely a first one to look at. This is just under $700. It has a 36 power. And the reason why these scopes are so nice is, and the reason why they make the scopes without the variable zoom, is once you take all the mechanical parts out of the scope that are doing all the work for the variable zoom, you're left with a relatively simple mechanism inside. You just basically left with your turrets for adjusting the elevation and windage, and your focus, which of course you need. But when you take all of that out, is the rest of the cost goes essentially onto the glass, and this is what you're getting. You're getting quite a pure, kind of very, very simple scope. So if you're looking for sort of a entry level dedicated bench rest scope, this is definitely a first one to look at. They are scopes that are bigger in terms of the both price and the quality and the magnification, and we'll talk about them as promised many times already. We will have a session on a bench rest scopes in the future. But if you're looking for a scope that you don't want to spend a huge amount of money, but a scope that can carry you for quite a long time for shooting bench rest, this is highly recommended. It's 1-inch tube, so if you already have a 1-inch rings on your rifle, you can just kind of drop it in. And Sightron has a lifetime warranty, just like pretty much all the North American manufacturers these days. So that's really table stakes. Yeah, so check it out. So the product number is, I should know this by heart by now, 30156. If you punch it on our website, you'll find it easily, or if you search for BRD. This is by far our most popular scope, but still a lot of people never heard of it, because it's a bit of a hidden gem, just like Sightron. Yeah, I will leave it at that for today. If you have any questions for us, info at tesro.ca. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions about any of the items we talk about tonight, or anything that's upcoming. Hopefully that we at least know about. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. We send out weekly with the updates on kind of what's happening in the industry, what's new in the shop, any news about upcoming products and sales. Of course, subscribe to our channel here, and follow us for the future videos. Thank you very much, everybody, for being with us tonight, and have Have a great week. And if you're in Southern Ontario, don't get too hung up about the snowstorm. It will pass. Thank you. Good night.